Hello. I am sitting here. If you hear a noise in the background, it's an extra heater going on. I have got 3 layers here. I don't know how many layers everywhere else, and it is still cold. It's like I did winter in Oklahoma, and I know a lot of you guys are feeling it too, does not want to stop. And I'm happy about this, honestly. While it's cold and my body does not like the cold, and I am not going outside unless I absolutely have to, I'm glad that I've got younger people to take care of the animals and stuff. I am, oh my goodness, I'm happy because hopefully that means our summer will be better. So, um, yeah, I'm always hoping the colder it is and the longer that it's cold, the less bugs that we'll have. I've just convinced myself that that will be the case. I'm trying to think of all of the positives here. We're trying to do quite a bit of baking, cooking. Yesterday, a valve on the propane tank was freezing. So, I mean, it's that cold. It's just I've got some friends up in Canada that they've been posting their temperatures, and I've got some family in Montana. They've been posting their temperatures, and our temperatures have been pretty par for the course with what they've had going on. Pretty close, really. There's a dusting of snow on the ground right now, and I mean, other than the hazy skies, it would be pretty. Anyway, I have to admit, I'm going to bring up some things today that I can't really talk about. Okay, I've got to be really careful about how I do this, and I may still. Hopefully, I won't end up in trouble. But I've been really discouraged. First, I went to the chiropractor. What, almost 2 weeks ago now, and she loosened up some stuff I hadn't been for a while. So it threw me into detox. And yes, you can end up in detox after going to the chiropractor. I definitely suggest everybody go to the chiropractor, and I, you know, do do your thing, do your thing. But chiropractor is one of the first places that Paul took me to whenever, even before we got married. Um, they've and I went through all of my pregnancies, took my babies. I I'm all there. Okay. Pistol. Good grief. He has been so itchy. Oh, oh my goodness. Poor Shih Tzus. I love my Shih Tzus, but I don't know if I'll ever get any again because the skin, they're not farm dogs. They're just not farm dogs. And they end up with allergies and stuff. And it's been miserable for more than just them. Okay. And we're doing everything that we can. But if you have suggestions, but the men, I've probably already tried them, but you never know. So if you have suggestions, other than trying to feed them something different, because I've bought nicer dog food and we've been trying, we've tried a raw diet and stuff like that. Paul just won't. Paul just won't. He he will not put them on any kind of a special diet. He just refuses. So, and I can't fight him on that. So, um, if it's diet oriented, I have no say on that one. He's the one that feeds them, and they won't even eat anything that I give them. So that one's just the way it is. Anyway, okay. So I'm going to screen share, and you're just going to have to catch some of what I'm trying to show. Let's see. Let's do full screen. And I know this is, um, come on, come here, sweetheart. So got my chat GPT up here. And I had somebody send something this morning that kind of um threw me into a thing. And I'm gonna, like I said, have to be really, really careful um about how this is. So I decided to ask, okay, so there's some of this stuff. And I'm kind of surprised it came up with. So I've been asking, I was going through the 10 and I'm like, okay, what about this one? What about this one? You know, the exact number is difficult to determine. So that's interesting. And my conversation is boy, they repopulate really well, don't they? I should ask. Let's see what it says. Hmm, what on earth was that? Something went click. Hmm. Um, that seemed curious how often that specific number appears. Um, ah, yes, for a video. Hmm. Oh, we're gonna get some title ideas. Okay. I like to sometimes ask my community which title idea they like. So if you would like to be in, I want to be very careful not to do like clickbait stuff. And then there's some things like my last video, I was really happy with it. I had Catherine and Chloe and our youngest all on with me, and we were exploring cats in Egypt. And it was a fun video. But because I had the word tin hat in the title, YouTube wouldn't show it to anybody. None of the platforms would. None of the platforms were. It crashed. It just, so I'll know not to do that anymore. It's like, well, that was a really sweet video that a lot of people I think would have really enjoyed, but nobody's going to see it because simply because of the title, simply because of the title, because this right here, and somebody else shared something with me. You know, I mean, this is fabulous. What's wrong with this? I need to send ChatGPT a picture of my hat because it doesn't it doesn't understand. Anyway, somebody shared something else with me. Let me stop share so we don't accidentally give you guys something that I shouldn't. Um, okay, this scares the dickens out of me. I have been very um, discouraged lately between going through a detox with, I'll share this specifically, with you know, just between kind of going through a detox and whatnot. This is a 2021 chart, so it's a little older. Okay. Uh, a subscriber sent this to me, one of my members. Oh, well, that wasn't exactly where I was going. Okay, let's try this again. Anyway, this is a whoever this person is that doesn't anyway. There are certain things that are these are okay, okay, things that actually happened, okay. And I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of a little fuzzy, but these are things that actually happened. So you can talk about these things. That's okay, right? These are things that we can have questions about. We have permission to have questions about these things. Okay. We have permission to have ask questions about these things. Oh, blast it. These things right here. Ah, okay. These are irrevocably false, but mostly harmless. Okay, now I've never said this. Could be at this point. Oh, this is definitely false, but harmless. Okay, so it's harmless. We can talk about that. It's harmless. This right here. Um, okay. I don't even know about some of these. I mean, they're just really well. Okay, some of this I'm not there. But you're starting to leave reality. I need you guys to know this, okay? So we have these things, you're real grounded if you understand that these happened, okay? And you're speculating if you have questions about these. You are absolutely leaving reality if you believe in this right here, okay? And here you are denying reality if you are questioning this at all. You cannot. I mean, and dangerous to yourself and others. Ah, you dumb thing. Would you stop it? Anyway, if you're in this category, this yellowy orange category, you are dangerous to yourself and others. This top one is even better. This right here, this promotes hatred and violence toward marginalized groups. If if you question this person here at all, or even recognize that this person exists, then oh my goodness, you are promoting hatred and violence toward marginalized groups. Oh my goodness. If you believe in this, ah, keeps doing that. I mean, and then you are automatically this right here, point of no return, completely detached from reality. If you're anywhere in this, anywhere in any of this, questioning any of this, that's what this person says. That's what this person says. This is part of the reason I'm getting very, very discouraged. I asked a question on TikTok this morning, and the answers that I get, honestly, this right here, I feel this way about the other side of things. If you believe that this is a good person, if you believe that this is a good person, if you don't believe this, understand what that is. If you know, I don't care if you believe in this. I don't, I mean, honestly, if you believe in that and if you think that this is healthy for you, um, you know, um, then I'm gonna flip this over almost. I mean, some of this they're making sweeping judgments. But if you believe these people care about you, that person, these people who were involved in that, those people care about you, um, then you, to me, are detached. Okay. I just, we're getting to a point where just simply questioning something like this, you are starting to be dangerous. And the you know those asylums that were so prevalent in, yeah, let's pull this up, that were so prevalent Um, I would not be surprised at all if somebody wanted to start instituting that again. Let's just pull that, try to do one at a time here. I mean, these, I'm sure questioning the amazing architecture of some of these buildings, um, and the rightfulness of these people being in them. On one hand, the people who believe that upside down pyramid, uh, on one hand, they believe that in this time period, women were so oppressed that they were put into these just because their husbands were tired of dealing with them, okay, or fathers or whatever. We're tired of dealing with them, threw them in here. On the other hand, if you question the architecture or nearly anything else about these places, then you're on the other side of their pyramid, right? Um, how I mean, even in the Batman, movies and stuff, it shows things like this, right? I mean, that looks a lot like the one in the Batman movies. Um, I mean, this should make everybody's skin crawl. But then you turn around. I wonder if it'll go. Surely it'll go to this one. Are you showing this? I better stop share and try again. I've been having a real hard time. Yeah, I think it. Chrome. Okay. On one hand, you know, eh, eh, things like this, it just, what on earth, are people thinking? What on earth? Because you had this still kind of happening. Let's look early 1900s. Um, see how much that gives here. Architecture. There's an NPR. Psychiatric. Now, see, okay, we can talk about that one because there was this involved with it, right? Um, but if we go back and we start talking about the how did this happen? How did this happen? I mean, wow, we've got in 2015, and then this has got 10 of them between 2015 or 2000, I'm sorry, 1915 and 1938. We have got at least 10 bringing up exactly this number. And this is before the person that they all seem to think that Trump is modeling himself after. And the one person that I know of that really, let's see, um, that really suffered during that was these people. Um, what she went through was atrocious. She was a Christian. So, on one hand, they want to say how these people have suffered. Um, but they want to say that they've always suffered at the hands of these people. But when this happened, Christians suffered. All right. And nobody wants to talk about that. And then they want to talk about things happening in the Middle East. And this is something that's been going on for what, 5,000 years? Okay. There have been wars and stuff, battles, fighting, all of this going on, genocide going on for 5,000 years. Okay. And it doesn't matter what your religion is or is not. Why does America need to be involved in that at all? It's been going on for 5,000 years. Do we really think we're going to quit? And it's like the US aid stuff right now. That was started in the 1960s to end poverty. Okay. It's been how long now? 50, 60, over 60 years now. And we haven't ended poverty yet, as far as I know. So, why are we still funding to end poverty for something that in 60 years' time hasn't been able to make a dent in it, as far as I can tell? I'm not saying some people haven't been helped, mostly administrative and corporate people who the youngsters like to call, on one hand, the capitalists. So the capitalists mean bad, terrible, bad capitalists, bad capitalists. They need to be taxed and they need to be punished. But yet you've got this USAID that is specifically funding those people in the name of humanitarian fighting poverty, ending, not just fighting, ending it. That's why it was developed in the 1960s to end it. Okay, so bad capitalists, bad capitalists. But then we're mad because you want to take the funding from those bad capitalists. We need to tax the dickens out of them, but keep funding them because those bad capitalists are the ones that are helping to end poverty, right? The circular reasoning here is just beyond me. And you can't have conversations with these people. I've been trying. I have been trying. And for every one good conversation that I have in which somebody is like, you got me to thinking about that, and I don't care if they agree with me or not. I hardly ever agree with myself. Haven't I told you guys that? So I argue with myself on a regular basis, so I don't expect anybody else to agree with me. I'm okay with that. But seriously, what kind of circular reasoning takes you to a place that you're going to blast the people? You're going to make this pyramid of people not a part of reality and say they are not grounded in reality, they are dangerous. But yet you're going to take that list of people and you're going to say bad capitalists, but we need to fund them while we're taxing them. And they can't understand that if you tax a business, the business will cut expenses and raise rates to account for that. Okay. Anytime that there is an expense, an extra expense, they will cut expenses somewhere else because it's called budgeting and raise rates. It happens every single time. So when you raise taxes, it simply causes that cycle to go again. And it ends up raising inflation in the process. And I don't know how to get people to understand this. I just I was telling Paul this morning, I'm like, I feel like I've done my part. I feel like I've done my part. I home educated 6 children, and I'm helping with grandchildren to critically think, to be able to research. I mean, these youngsters, they can't even, they think they research, but I mean, all it takes is looking. I mean, you guys see, I show you the research that I do, right? I mean, if I want to look up something specific, I'll look up this one because it was on the list of things that are okay to look up, right? PDF. Here is a government PDF about this program from 1977. Okay. It took that long for me to pull this up. And I still have people to this day ask me what this is. And it's like, well, did you even try to look it up? You know, oh, that can never be a thing. Our government would never do that. What? Here are 2 PDFs from government websites, 2 different government branches to tell you what this is. But yet, and you know, what did the public schools do? I mean, I know at one point in time they were teaching coding, and one of the homeschool moms here was excited about coding. And I looked at it and I thought about it, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that because that's just taking somebody else's computer language and doing plug and play. And I'd rather them learn how to build a website and learn HTML than that. They yeah. So then somebody on one thing, I think it was in Twitter. Uh yeah, it was in Twitter. Chloe brought it up to me. This person was uh talking about, you know, in the conversations about the USAID, said no, and it was specifically the Social Security stuff, and Social Security paying millions or paying for millions of people that are over 200 years old. Okay, you guys have probably heard this, right? So Social Security is paying out, these people probably vote too, right? Um, People, you know, so there's millions, over a million people over the age of 200 that are still receiving benefits and probably vote. And this person said, well, you know, you're all stupid because it's just a language, a computer language issue. And this happened to be one of the computer languages that Cobalt, that I'm not familiar with, but Paul was familiar with it. And he's like, that was a computer language specifically used in banking. And I'm like, well, Social Security, that'd have to be a bank type situation where they put that money so it can be drawn out later, you know, so that makes sense. But this person is like, it's a computer language issue. And he was blowing it off. And I'm like, fix the computer language issue, fix the programming issue, fix it. You know, what? It doesn't occur to them that it can be fixed, reprogram it. You know, I mean, if that's all it is a language error, fix it so it's not showing up like that. But no, we're all just stupid because we don't understand that. How many people, I'd like to know in the comments, if you made it this far, how many of you knew about Cobalt language? I got smart people here. I know some of you did. I knew DOS, Pascal, Basic, you know, and I know some HTML. So, you know, but I didn't know about that one. I've never been in banking, so, you know, but how many of you did knew about COBOL? I just I don't know what to do at this point. I'm frustrated, I'm discouraged. I feel like I know that there are people that are waking up and seeing truth. I know that there is, you know, I don't know what I'm going to call this. What else was it suggesting? Introduce the topic? Well, I didn't do that. Pose this question. Why does this number so frequently turn up in these early 20th century papers? Um, yeah, show examples, highlight, provide screenshots. Well, I'm trying to be easy on this. Why does this six, six, six? Paul was just giggling while the video was playing because of the six, six. Discuss the climate of each moment. And it was talking about the same, it was talking about this one, it was talking about this one, okay, in these newspapers. It really was. I mean, so it was able to even pick up that, okay. Um, and this is just coming from ChatGPT, polls from, um, Google search engines. This is what pops up in the search engines. So it just open-ended conclusion, encouraging critical thinking. At this point, I don't know how many people are actually capable of it. I think there are those of us who are wired to think this way, and there are those whose wiring has been completely discombobulated, burnt out, or stripped. I don't know. What does this tell about the history? Well, it tells that either there was, let's see. Ooh, let's see what it says. Fear. Okay. Bandwagon, fear appeals, glittering generalities. Do you not see this? Oh my goodness. Testimonials, name calling. Oh, does that not happen constantly? Mm. While ignoring counter arguments. And I see this in the church too, constantly. Okay. And of course, I totally believe that the church has been in the church, the physical, the denominations of the day. Uh, Yeshua did not create denominations, people did. Okay. Um, and it's been infiltrated by the powers that be. That's probably a dangerous thing on of course, I don't know. Those people might actually put that down in facts because they don't like the quote unquote church. Anything that is Christian religiosity, they're happy to put down. So um maybe that would be a saving grace for me, that they might like me a little bit better. And I know some people actually do. Okay. I do have some more liberal leaning friends who like me because I question mainstream churchianity. Okay. So I just answered my question on that one. Um, let's see. I've got it is interesting how this comes up. You have to work with this for a little while before you start getting answers that are really in the realm of what you're wanting. Um, but I found it interesting. Don't be afraid of this. Don't ask it the future. Don't ask it about itself because it's just going to make up things. Okay. Either that or you're going to end up summoning something that you shouldn't. Okay. Let's not do that. So, this is a program. There's no such thing as artificial intelligence. There's no such thing. Okay. Let me say that again. There's no such thing as artificial intelligence. It's either intelligent and that's not artificial, or it's artificial. and it is made to look intelligent because it speedily, very quickly searches the search engines for the information that you are looking for. Okay. So it makes it seem intelligent because of the way the programming works. Okay. It's programming. That's all it is. And you, as you are using it, are helping program the version that you end up working with. I hope that makes sense. Um, to become a professional public understanding, persuasion, media influence, psychology, and rhetoric. See, I know one of these professionals. Okay. I've heard him speak a couple of times. And because I have discernment, definitely in the particular areas that this person is talking about, every time this person opens their mouth in a public speaking situation, I start getting angry automatically, automatically. But I have seen over 100 people in the same room with me think that everything that he said was wonderful when he was actually insulting the people in the room. I've seen it. I have absolutely seen it. Oh my goodness. So they need communications. Yeah, definitely. Um, Political science degrees. I wonder what I need to go and look and see what that person's degree is and see where they got their education. I'm really curious about it. Hmm. Would this be for serious career advice? Historical interest or satirical commentary? Hmm. See what it thinks of that. That's fascinating. Would likely have a background in communication, psychology, political science, or marketing, but it really depends on the industry he works in. Let's see. All right, let's see. He spoke at a uh, oh oh, you guys know I spelled that one wrong, don't you? Let's see. Um, networking for industry. And let's see what it says. I'm just curious. Hmm, it's quite a crossover. public affairs, corporate communications, or lobbying. That's probably it. Mm, yeah, it's likely employed by a lobbying firm, trade association, or corporate PR division. Maybe all three of those, right? I just gotta ask. Okay. Oh, I hope you guys can read this because, oh, it's having to think about it on this one. I'm probably tipping off my personal FBI agent and Chinese spy by doing these questions. Well, it's struggling with that one. Well, oh, okay, here we go. Certainly possible. If he was particularly polished, can hint. I've hit my free limit. Anyway, okay. Oh, wow. Did he use, yes, well, to a point. Yeah. Okay. I've had my fun for the day. I don't know if I'm going to use any of those. Oh, let's see. I have to go all the way up here to these titles and decide what I'm going to call this. Oh my goodness. Um, okay. So the Winter magazine was out last month. It's still available if you're interested. Um, the community is free and open for you guys if you want to join the group. I've got all kinds of stuff in there to, help with different areas of life, homeschooling, homemaking, health, homesteading, all the things. Okay. Um, and that's free. Uh, I've also started a guild. And in the guild, we will be working specifically on a preparedness binder. And I mean, we'll be talking about all of this other stuff more in depth, um, and be meeting. We meet once a month with the free group. So if you guys want to meet with me, ask questions, give me your ideas, things like that, and join the group. Um, and it's in the links, Uh, but then if you would like to, the guild is a more expensive option, of course, and I'm trying to keep the lights on, but we will go through and help you specifically for your needs and your situation get prepared in the way that you need to, whether it's preparing for the homeschool year, preparing, for emergency management, preparedness type stuff, or preparing end of life situation, whatever it is that you need, very specifically to go through and help you get organized, get prepared, get your, life in order because, it's a constant battle, right? So anyway, I've just set that off. If you're interested in the guild, then, get in the free group and then message me there. You can private chat me in there and message me in there about the guild. Ask any questions that you would like. So anyway, and then the Hebrew feasts book, I should pull that up. Oh, let's actually stop share. Um, let's see. Don't know if you guys, I gotta bring this up. Um, where did we go? Where did we go? Da, da, da. Okay, the new book. The new book. Hebrew Feasts Explored, Memorials and Rehearsals for Today's Believers. This is the actual, the first book in the series. But this was the first book I actually got done. It's the last book in the series. So I've got the first book and the last book down. But there will be 8 books in the series, I believe. So Perm, Unmasked. I think that's all yep. So anyway, Perm's coming up. So if you're interested in that, then, get your, I've got my crown. It doesn't want to show up in the, get your crown and let's do Perm, right? And then, of course, I've got the Star Chronicles. If you don't have that one yet, it's fascinating. Um, Rediscovering the Joy of Writing, letter correspondence. This covers everything from political letters to representatives to, writing, you know, uh, family members and stuff like that. And we need to be brushing up on this. And then the magazine, this was the 2024 magazine. This is all 4 volumes in paper. So, and it's available on Kindle Unlimited or paperback. And then the Star Chronicles coloring book. Um, so it has the basics of what the Star Chronicles book has. And the reason that this one is so expensive, again, it's free on Kindle Unlimited, but the reason it's so expensive on paperback is because there's colored star charts in there. So, and then this is the 2023 magazine, all 4 issues of the 2023 magazine. So, again, Kindle Unlimited or paperback, however you like that. The information that is in there is still valid and will be. Okay. And this isn't just me. We've got writers from all over the world that are joining in the magazine to help give their expertise. And so there's, homeschooling 4-H ideas and gardening tips, homemaking, lots of stuff in there. It's great information, a great gift. And then if you're interested in the Hebrew feasts, then, like I said, there's going to be a whole series on these. Hopefully, the next one will be up for pre-order pretty soon. And it'll be the preparation for Passover will be next. So it's getting to be that time of year. So anyway, I just want to bring that up, and because you don't know if I don't tell you, right? And yeah, so I think I will let that go and figure out what I'm going to title this and see if anybody will see this one. And hopefully I don't. Just pray that the information that I'm putting in here doesn't set off any flags or anything. So, okay. Well, y'all have a lovely week.